Very good evening and welcome to yet another edition of the Democratic Newsroom. Nitish Kumar is the newly minted Chief Minister of Bihar. But with that, he also today took oath for the 10th time as Chief Minister of Bihar. So what's our moot point in Democratic Newsroom? Nitish Kumar, a political genius or a political survivor? Let's kickstart the proceedings with Rajdeep Sardesai. Go ahead, Rajdeep.
Am I allowed to read what I've written or no? That's not in the rules of Democratic Newsroom. It doesn't look right.
Everyone seemingly
No, because
has
I was
notes.
very scared. You say, okay, look, let's be honest. Nitish Kumar has had a remarkable political career. To survive in the Hindi heartland and remain a chief minister for 20 years in this ruthless politics of the Hindi heartland is just a remarkable achievement. For his durability, you have to give him 100 out of 100. I don't think anyone's come close in recent times. What is also admirable and often not noticed enough are the 4 C's and D's which to me plague Indian politics, and Nitish to his credit has stayed away from. Communalism, casteism, corruption, criminalization and dynasty. If you look at Nitish Kumar's career, by and large, he has not been tainted, he's not been sort of in some way toxified by any of these qualities. My only concern is there's another C, which is compromise. And thereby this durable legacy of the so-called Sushasan Babu will perhaps end up also being seen as a bit of a survivor as Paltu Ram. You know, you can say politics is the art of the survival and therefore Nitish Kumar is doing what any politician is doing. But when 10 years ago you're stridently anti-Modi and then you join hands with Lalu Prasad, then you call Lalu Prasad Jungle Raj and you go back to Modi ji. I mean, somewhere I think Nitish Kumar made survival an end in itself. So when history of Bihar is written, he will be seen as this remarkably durable political figure, but also as a tragic, solitary figure of sorts. And I wonder whether he could have possibly thereby become the Prime Minister that perhaps was part of his dream at one time, certainly in his political career. He'll be happy to be 10 times Bihar Chief Minister, but if there's one thing that he really wanted on his CV, I think, yaar, main bhi Pradhan Mantri ban sakta hu. 20 years in a Hindi heartland state and you can't become Prime Minister? I think that's and because I think survival was an end in itself, no one by the end trusted him to the extent.
Voters clearly did.
Voters did. Bihar's voters did, but would he have been trusted nationally? And even you say voters trusted him. When Nitish fought the election on his own in 2014, it didn't quite work. Nitish Kumar is, Marial used a very nice word. He was baggage for the BJP in 2020. He's now luggage. You need Nitish Kumar. But can Nitish Kumar be the sole driver? You need Nemo. It was Nitish plus Modi. 2015, it was Nitish plus Lalu. I will bet.
So you're picking the side of him being a political survivor more than a political genius.
I think he was I'll give him. He's bit of both. Okay, he's political survivor, but one last thing. It is a genius to remain relevant.
Yes, exactly.
He didn't just survive, he remained relevant.
That's my point.
He's more than just a survivor. He's a genius because he's been able to carve out this massive vote base. Kurmis are what, 2.5%, and now he has that massive 48%. How? He got EBCs, non-Yadav OBCs, so he's been able to carve a niche.
More than that, Gaurav. He is the first male politician I know of the Hindi heartland who consciously carved a Mahila vote.
So let me come to that Mahila vote. So he's not just a survivor.
Achievement.
He's not just a survivor. He's a genius who's been able to do it. Look, Dalit vote, he got a Mahadalit. He got Mahadalits alag se. Muslims, he got Pasmanda alag se. So he was able to carve a niche for himself or a vote bank for himself out of every vote bank, and the women. All of that included makes him a political genius along with a survivor. And if I may, Bihar mein, you know what analysts say? गाड़ियां दो है, there's an RJD car and there is a BJP car, driver एक है, and that is Nitish Kumar. There is no other driver who can drive Bihar.
But he can't drive alone.
He needs all right, he can't drive alone.
I'm worried that I might end up agreeing with Gaurav today. This is
not just today. Not just today.
He has managed to cultivate the 3 M's. That's also sheer political genius, which is minority, Mahila, and the most backward caste, to bring the 3 M's together. It's nothing sort of genius, and over decades, from 2005. Let me take the opportunity, Mari, I'll come to you, but Rohit Singh, our Bihar Bureau Chief, is joining us. We've teleported him all the way from Patna. Freshly back, Rohit, after attending that swearing-in ceremony of Nitish Kumar. What do you think, Rohit, for someone who's followed the trajectory of Nitish Kumar over decades? And I still remember, Rohit, way back in 2010 when, we covered that election. Since then, you've seen his growth, you've seen his pitfalls, you've seen him change sides. How do you look at him? Do you think he's a political genius, Rohit? Or do you think survival ke liye sab kuch karna padta hai, that Rajdeep said, most durable politician?
Well, Preeti, I would say that Nitish Kumar is both a political genius also and a survivor also. Why? Because why do I call him a genius? Because see, on his own, Nitish Kumar has never got a mandate in the last 20 years. JDU on its own has never got a mandate. 122, that magical figure. His party has never reached that figure. But despite that, Nitish Kumar has been in power for 20 years and he has been dominating the proceedings. The highest which he had achieved was in 2010 when his party got 115 votes, but in fact 115 seats, I beg your pardon. But despite that, he was the chief minister and he continues to remain the chief minister for the last 20 years. So I must say that because of the vote bank, because of the caste equations, Nitish Kumar has always kept himself very relevant, and I would say that he is a political genius, that despite not having man his own once also, he has always remained the chief minister of Bihar. And the other thing is that whichever party he switches to, whichever alliance he switches to, whether he is with the BJP or whether he goes with the RJD, he is a Sarvamanya leader. Everyone accepts him that, okay, you come here, you are the chief minister. If he goes towards the BJP, he becomes Sarvamanya there. So that is what I say, Nitish Kumar, the genius. But as far as survivor is concerned, yes, 2020 was the lowest point of Nitish Kumar's career, when he in fact came down to 43. But despite that, BJP was having 74 seats then, but still he was in fact dominating the proceedings because BJP never had a face to project as chief minister.
Many would have
they
thought,
had to
Rohit,
rely on Nitish Kumar.
Many would have thought the lowest
Kumar.
point was also in 2014 when he just won 2 seats in Lok Sabha. And then of course he pivoted from there on. I want to bring in Maria, who's followed Nitish Kumar's career very closely. She hails from Bihar, knows a thing or two about Nitish Kumar more than most of us. Maria, what do you think?
So the other C that Rajdeep did not use is conscience. Every time Nitish Kumar has switched, he has said that this is a conscience call. Late Shankar Chand Thakur had said this is Nitish Kumar's conscience on call. But this is also a reflection of how he has become, practically indispensable to the politics of Bihar. So I would say this is a mix of political arithmetic and also at the same time calculated pragmatism. So it requires both a survivor to ensure Nitish Kumar, because he is a mass leader, he can be a survivor. And every time he has displayed he has been ideologically agnostic. He has switched sides and nobody questions Nitish Kumar's ideology, because that's the beauty of politics of Nitish Kumar. I think at this point, when Nitish Kumar begins his 5th term as the chief minister, he will be remembered as someone who has actually given Biharis a sense of pride, has created a constituency that is a loyal vote bank. He is a mass leader, and because he was a mass leader, that's the reason why he could make those calculations. So I see this as political arithmetic and calculated pragmatism.
All right, for the only two who don't have notes, let me look at you, Akshata. Now I'm looking, maybe I should have just also made some notes. But Akshata, to bring you in, for someone who looks at South politics very closely, where mass leaders are concerned, cult, and the South is no stranger to cult leaders and mass politicians who have mass followings. Yeah. How do you view Nitish Kumar? You've been looking at him very closely from the confines of a newsroom, and possibly might have a macro picture of Nitish Kumar.
In the sense that I've heard all of your ground reports, right? And I've heard all the voices that you've gotten us. But I think what stands out for me, and all of you have spoken of the Mahila factor, the fact of what Rajdeep said, that he's the only male leader who's kind of managed to tap into the Mahila vote. I've seen what Jayalalitha has done.
A long time ago.
Yeah, but I've seen
much before others did it.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
I've
I
seen
said.
what Jayalalitha has done, right? Like, she created and carved this image, and the freebies that she gave out, mixers, grinders, scooters for young girls, the Tali
Even
scheme.
Mamta that way.
Yeah,
You
the
know.
Tali scheme for newly married women. It made a difference, and she carved that image very consciously of Amma. I feel that Nitish kind of has done the same thing where, he's created a protector image of sort for the women vote. And I know
he's
Rajdeep
done
will say
so
that
too.
10,000 rupees made a difference. But I think that wasn't the only game changer as far as the women vote is concerned. The other aspect that I want to talk about, and I'm sure all of you would be able to tell me, is what happened to the Yuva wave. There was so much talk of, youngsters have come out in large numbers. They want change. They want a young leader. What happened?
That may have been assumption and presumption that they are voting for change and not voting for endorsement or what they see. Perhaps, youngsters we were speaking to. Now, this time Nitish Kumar has done so well. It's not just Nitish Kumar, it's Nitish and Modi. Whoever we spoke to was also saying Modi's done a lot.
for the-
Modi, people on ground. And that is why if you see BJP is also single largest party in Bihar, which was their big thing that they wanted to. So there is a Nitish vote. The BJP vote and Nitish vote came together, which did not happen for the other side. So these people had their pulse on not just the arithmetic, but also on the chemistry of Bihar, which the Mahagathbandhan did
just
not.
on the youth factor, I want to understand, why did they go, with a Nitish? You could argue that they don't understand. They don't have memories of Jungle Raj, which everyone talks about. There could be fatigue on their part.
There is no unifying youth vote. There never has been. It's extremely fragmented.
It's not a monolith.
It's
Like
often,
women are
yeah,
not
it's
a
not a
monolith,
monolith. It's
even
divided
youth.
on income levels. It's divided much more on caste levels. And there is never, this whole myth of the youth vote.
But it was made up
no,
of
it's
this
a
huge
big
Did we
thing.
not talk about
No,
M plus Y, M plus Y,
There is
Mahila and Yuva?
No,
Did
no,
we
sure,
not talk
sure.
of it?
So I think we spoke about M plus Y because it sounded nice, like Muslim Yadav, now Mahila Yuva.
Just sounded nice.
No, it sounded, the truth of, you see, it's like Gaurav is Yuva and I am Yuva, but we have differences. Right? So
I put a question mark to both, where Yuva is concerned.
The Yuva is never going to vote, I believe, as a block across. But the Mahila, and we are seeing it in election after election, the Mahila has a greater sense of solidarity with the likes of Nitish Kumar. Famously, about 15 years ago, when Nitish won his 2010 election, I wrote a piece calling him the Amol Palekar of Indian politics. Now, why Amol Palekar? Amol Palekar, affable, middle-class hero, did not antagonize anyone. And even 15 years later, Nitish Kumar never antagonizes anyone. Yeah. No one feels offended by Nitish Kumar. Lalu, on the other hand, was this charismatic populist.
Fair point.
Chalk and cheese. And yet you realize, I wouldn't call it tortoise and hare, but it's almost as if Amol Palekar, for once, has emerged as a far more durable star than, all
bankable.
these...
Bankable, I
More bankable, exactly. It's a bit like in cricket, Sunil Gavaskar.
Sir, but
as long
Lalu
as
Yadav appears charismatic
And
despite his
a word-
corruption, despite his conviction. Any other place, somebody like him would have actually been ostracized, but he's lionized.
No,
which
one
is
minute.
actually
See,
scary.
now, I was waiting for one thing where I got a... Look, you're right that we perhaps romanticize Lalu Prasad Yadav at a time, but let's also accept this, and I don't know whether you will. There would have been no Nitish Kumar without Lalu Prasad. Lalu Prasad Yadav created the basis for the social justice revolution that broke the back of the upper caste monopoly and allowed backward caste leaders like Nitish to believe हमारे लिए जगह है.
Okay.
No, 1995, when it was directly Nitish versus Lalu, who won?
Okay.
Lalu.
Before I say something, Maria, you come.
On a
You wanna
word
make
which has
point.
been used by Akshita here, cult. There are no cult figures in Bihar politics. Nitish, who has been in power for 20 years, is still not a cult figure. People of Bihar may have faith in him, but then he's not worshipped. There's a difference.
They trust him.
They trust him. There's a difference that we are seeing in what we have seen in other states. Cult-like images are of certain politicians.
Because
Nitish
with this
Kumar
mandate, you
does
think
it.
that's what it is.
No. Yet Nitish Kumar is a leader that Biharis trust. They have faith in his leadership. That the aspirational Biharis also feel that perhaps he will rise to the occasion and understand that Bihar wants to move beyond Bijli Sadak Pani, now wants job at home. The migrant Biharis also want jobs. They want to stay at home. that is that faith.
Right.
It's still larger than life.
I'm going to try and bring in Rohit again, but I just want to give my 2 cents because I think one of the few regional male leaders. You talk about, in the South, you talk about Jayalalitha. I can also, Jayalalitha is Amma. Okay, yeah. Mamata is Didi to the women. But where a regional male leader is concerned, to enjoy that kind of credibility.
Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Mama,
but very few. That's what I'm saying. There are very few. But it's taken years for them to cultivate that kind of image. And I think number one, I do feel for Nitish Kumar to do that. The second thing, I think, which gets very overlooked over time, and it's a huge, I feel it's a sign of genius itself, is that quiet credibility. Yeah. And I do feel,
the silent Bihari, as he's called.
The quiet credibility, and I do feel that in 2010, when Lalu's party, RJD, was practically reduced to nothing, and then Nitish coming together with Lalu and gave the RJD that massive lease of life, which pushed them in 2015, which pushed them in 2020, and that kind of that quiet credibility rubbed off on the RJD, because I doubt if that match of Nitish and Lalu had not happened in 2015, today I do feel that a huge possibility that the RJD could have been a 10% regional party.
What you said is absolutely right. Had that match not happened, 2020, Tejasvi would not have
Tejasvi would not. And also, Maria, what I do believe is that, Tejasvi would not have come in with that kind of, because he had that credibility halo.
Because administration.
If that would not have happened, then today the RJD would have been not a 23% party, but a 10% party, taking off from what its performance was in 2010.
Yadav and Muslims are strong. The Yadav and Muslim vote bank, which adds to almost
I feel that halo of credibility.
18 and 14, that 30% stays.
I feel that push was provided.
Give him credit. In an extremely polarized polity, I haven't heard Nitish Kumar ever make a commonly incendiary remark.
I agree.
Remarkable. I have never heard him consciously, openly play the caste card. I have never heard of a corruption charge that has stuck at him. I have never heard Nitish Kumar consciously promote his own son in an environment where even today in this cabinet, all those who talk about Parivarvad should tell me, how is Jitin Ram Majhi's son getting a... How is Upendra Kushwaha's son, who's not even an MLA or MLC becoming a minister? Nitish Kumar, therefore, is for those reasons, I think, has street credibility.
Exactly, and quiet credibility. I want to give the last word to Rohit.
Street credibility. Okay, go ahead.
We have 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes left. We've teleported him all the way from Patna. Rohit, you get the last word. How do you reflect on all that the conversation that you've heard us have in the Democratic Newsroom? Go ahead. Rohit, are you with us?
Well, see, credibility is what Nitish Kumar. See, we were discussing about the credibility of Nitish Kumar. Yes, Nitish Kumar enjoys a certain kind of credibility because there is no corruption charges on him, and people really look up to him. Okay, they have faith in him that he has changed Bihar in the last 20 years, so he can do it further also. But his credibility took a dent the moment he started switching sides from one to another, from BJP to RJD, then from RJD to again back to the BJP. 2017, I would say, was the turning point in Nitish's career when his graph started to fall down, especially among the Muslim community. Remember, when he came to power in 2005, RJD was almost decimated in 2010, and the Muslim voters had literally was going towards Nitish Kumar. But 2017 changed everything, and it was the Muslim community again came back to Lalu Prasad Yadav, and that is what I was saying. That is the period when 2017, when Nitish Kumar's credibility started to come down, and nobody in fact really trusted him. Then again in 2022, again he went to RJD. In 24, again he came back to BJP. So that is why he got that name of Paltu Ram also, and his credibility started taking a dent. And obviously now nobody, we can say, really believes him that today he's claiming that, okay, I'm with the BJP, I will remain with the BJP, but nobody can assure 100% that whether he will stick to his words or not.
The numbers would indicate there is nowhere that anybody can go, given the numbers both BJP and the JDU have, or the NDA has in Bihar. But, when you said maybe history will look at him as a solitary figure or words to that effect,
No, I said a remarkably durable figure, but also as a tragic, solitary figure at
But
one level.
would he be, I mean, now what he does in the next 5 years, whether he can get jobs in Bihar, that is how perhaps history
You know what I
will
love?
judge him. 20 years, he's done quite a bit as far as Bihar is concerned, and especially, you know, that Jungle Raj image that he was able to say that he got
Right.
Suraksha for Mahilas in Bihar. Now it remains to be seen whether he can get
But you
jobs
know what I love
with that
is-
Sushasan will bring that change.
You know, nothing takes
Why is
away.
Gaurav not saying anything today which will really rile me up? I'm really upset. I mean, this is supposed
Tell
to
us what
But
will
you know,
rile you
okay,
up.
I
No,
just
no,
before I-
sometimes, you know, just to
Sometimes
tell,
facts
just
rile
to
you.
tell you what.
Sometimes
no,
facts
facts
rile
don't.
you.
No, no.
But I said, what's the
Just
point
to
of
take
this?
what Maria mentioned, because Maria and I knew him well. Sankarshan Thakur wrote a wonderful book, Brothers Bihari,
Yeah.
on Lalu and Nitish. The line to complete it was that for a long time, Nitish Kumar saw politics as a call to conscience. By the end, his conscience was on call.
Okay, all right. But, you know, the fact is there's so much, you know, we have actually 2 more minutes, I've been told. So I'll quickly bring everyone for 20 seconds each. Everyone gets
Just
20
get
seconds.
Gaurav to say something that's
20
going to rile
seconds.
me up.
Because, no, what I'm just saying is that the fact is...
He's going to say this
But
is Modi's
Rajdeep-
victory, not Nitish's.
Rajdeep,
No, but
a month
And
ago.
finally, you're
Acha,
also
one
looking at
second.
facts
Rajdeep, your
on
line
ground.
was Nemo
It is
Super
as
Show.
much.
Yeah, it is.
It is
I
as
think
much
that was
Modi's
Nemo.
victory.
Mine
Rajdeep
are Nemo.
said
You
Nemo.
may want to
Yeah, yeah.
deny the truth,
I wish I had
but
the
it is
gavel
as
today.
much Modi's victory as
Okay.
it is Nitish Kumar's.
No,
So
I'll-
the question I'm
can-
asking
can
and I'd
I-
like to end on is that a
Let him
month and a
respond.
half ago, Rajdeep, we was talking about how his health is failing. He's not mentally all there. Everything changes. Power restores all kinds. But nobody's talking about his health anymore, Rajdeep.
He's a resilient Bihari. He's the quintessential resilience that
Okay.
is associated with a Bihari.
Now we are... Okay, I'm...
Look,
The Bihari
first of all,
spirit.
before Gaurav sir or somebody clips it, this was the Nemo election. Nitish plus Modi. I believe in the general election, the Modi factor is more overwhelming. In a state election, you need a state leader. I maintain if Nitish Kumar had fought this election with the RJD, they would have won. It's the arithmetic of it. Forget about the chemistry. But the truth of the matter is, I think, you know, there is hope for those who... They also serve those who stand and wait. He lost his first 2 elections.
That's right.
He lost to Lalu in 1995. He was struggling to become relevant. He built his career brick by brick, became railway minister, resigned
minister.
when there was an accident. He's that kind, you know,
He
was-
resigned when he just had 2 seats in 2014. He took moral responsibility
Yeah,
of that.
you see, that
Are
was
we going
when,
to see Tejasvi
that was
leave
when
the-
resigning was a call to conscience. Later on, conscience was on call.
Okay,
but,
we've run out of
but I
time.
have to
We've
give
run
him
out of
credit.
time.
Maybe he saw
I'll
better
just leave you with a
reason.
little story.
No, why
I
would
once
we think if he's coming with BJP, his conscience...
when he switched, the amount of times he switched, boss.
Sure, so maybe he sees reason there and he sees reason elsewhere.
So
It
one
is-
day it's Jungle Raj and one day it's,
so it is
it's
his,
Sushasan.
you know, no.
No, but
my-
All right,
given
okay,
the duration
okay,
that
my-
he has with the, he has had
With the
alliance with the
RJD
BJP.
and the BJP, yes.
This was seen as more natural alliance than the other side.
And the
All right,
voters in Bihar
Okay,
said
with
so.
that, allow me to close this show because, you know, we all thought it's going to begin very calmly and will go down
has
very
gone
timidly.
calmly. It has gone
Yeah,
very
but
calmly.
relatively to what
said
the
you had 2 minutes.
Democratic newsroom is like. But thank you
My
for
son will be
joining us.
disappointed.
Thank you for joining us.